Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how are you doing? Well, it's been a really turbulent week this week. We started off on Monday with a glorious map. On Tuesday, we had a really good map for teaching us how not to build good maps. And then on Wednesday, we had a truly glorious map, a beautiful map that was somewhat controversial at the same time, in my opinion. So, I reckon we should play it safe today. I reckon we should turn back that dial just a little bit to yesteryear and have a look at a map by one of our favourite creators before they managed to hone their skills and before all the tools are available to us to be able to make the really glorious maps that you see today. Does that sound like a plan? I think that sounds like a plan. Let's get on and do it. Today's map is Montserrat Caribbean Island by Carnador. Now, Carnador has done some really good stuff, including what I rated as the map of the year last year. Let's have a look at those resources. The start square first. There's your start square. Not much to say about that one. It is an island map with bridges leading in. And there's your resources. Very ordinary, very usable, very okay. Right, okay, on to the workshop. What do we need? There's a little bit of reading, and they do go on to moan about there's no decent themes and LUTs and all that sort of stuff. You could use any theme if it's like tropical. So I have used the Bermuda theme, and we are today using the Seychelles LUT, just to try and make the map look a little bit better than true vanilla. Right, okay, let's have a look. First of all, if there's any major problems, I think this is the biggest one. In terms of problems, that little jink there in the bridge is possibly the biggest flaw in the whole map in terms of that sort of stuff. The rest of it is pretty mundane. Oh, hang on, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe this bridge here, which looks lovely, starts high, raises up, very nice indeed, to allow shipping to come underneath. But the question is it high enough to allow shipping to come underneath? Hang on to your seats, we will find out. Turn the speed up, and here comes our container ship, and it makes it under safe. We need a cruiser. Any chance of a cruiser coming along anytime soon? Oh, well, that's convenient. Okay, and the cruiser comes along. Oh, this could be close. This could be worth a star. No, it just clips through. Just clips through. Not a major problem, of course, doesn't affect the game. Anyway, the road comes in and dead ends here. And this is your start square location. It's not entirely flat. It's going to be a little bit challenging. There's not a huge amount of space to build into. This is a slightly misleading map. You think it's going to be easier than it is, but no. Look at this. There are small build areas, and they are all pretty slopey. I like that idea. Let's nip around the other side of the island, see if there's anything else in terms of... there we go. We've got another entrance here. This one is just the rail. Now, the rail comes in nice and flat. Pretty reasonable, what you'd expect. A little island here to change the direction. And then over here, across to this little island here, where we will change direction again. You know, around the corner there. Cool. And then off towards the mainland. A little island here as well, and then when you get to the mainland it elevates slightly. Can't do much about it because that's the way it is. Right, now there's not too much more for us to cover before the asset review, so if I pull back and give you a quick overlook to see the distance between the road and the rail, that could be a little bit of a gameplay issue. Let's do the asset review. Okay, now, do you remember a couple of days ago I showed you the electrical substation and I plopped it underneath a building that was too far from the mains network, like this building here. This is one of Jack's shoe factory items. See, it doesn't quite reach, so I would have plopped a substation underneath it. Of course, the other way of connecting it is with power lines like that. But they're too big and they're ugly. Ugly, yeah? Do you agree? Yes. Well, we have got the very thing now. Back into power lines, scroll through, and we have got the suburban power line by Bad Peanut. This clips to the sides of the roads and the pavements, and it just looks really cool. Much smaller than the other ones, and you don't actually have to demolish anything to fit it in. It just sits there nicely. That is just amazing. This is truly amazing. Let's get rid of these because they're ugly. Bye bye power lines. And let's go back to these, and what we'll do is I think we might extend these into the town a little bit further, just to show you that you don't actually demolish buildings when you build these along. And we go just clip there, and then we'll just draw that one along. Come on, and across the road. Yeah, one there. See how cool is that? Put power to any part of your areas now without demolishing any buildings, and it just works beautifully. Fantastic. Suburban power line by Bad Peanut. You, my friend, are a star. And off to Themington Island for the Ping theme by the Ping with Satellite LUT. And we are now into nightfall. And this, like I say, this theme has got some of the nicest sand I've seen in a long time. And you won't be seeing it in today's episode, but you see it tomorrow. Tomorrow there'll be sand. Of course there'll be sand. But it'll be nightfall, so you might not be able to see it because it might be a bit dark. Okay, factoid time. King John was the first British monarch to have a dressing gown. He was also exceptionally clean, taking 2 baths a month. 2 baths. I wonder if they decided it was going to be 2 baths and not like 1 bath or 4 baths. But it must have been a reason. And the Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom, when she travels abroad, she makes sure she takes supplies of Harrods sausages, fruit cake, mint sauce, and Malvern water. Ah, Malvern water. It's just water in a bottle. Anyway, let's have a look at these shipping routes around Montserrat, Carribean by Carnador. We've got this one. Gets a bit close to the land there, but it's not the worst. Okay? It's not the worst. And then it feeds around this way, that way, and goes off the side of the map over there. And then we've got another one that comes in this side. It doesn't go through the bridge, which is handy. And then it goes around this way and off the edge of the map over this way. Okay, now water flow. Now this could be an issue because there are no rivers. I do believe, I mean, I don't know, there might not be any rivers in Montserrat. We've got some very light arrows. You only need light arrows, of course, but you've got some very light arrows going on here. Yes, it's a river-free island, particularly the way that this is... Oh, are there any rivers on Montserrat? I haven't had time to review it, to research it, not review it. I'm finding time to review it right now, damn you! So yes, we've got arrows pretty much everywhere. And when we come around this side of the island, still some tiny little arrows there. Got a little bit of movement through this little passageway here, which is cool. And then round here, there's slightly stronger arrows. Okay. There is a reason for that, and the reason is over here. We've got a water source here, which is pumping out quite a lot, causing a fair bit of movement, which I guess is a good thing. But look at it. Look at it. I'm sorry, but that just looks, well, prehistoric, I think. Yeah, it's scary. Undersea volcano or something. Got some very nice beaches along Montserrat here. Just here and there, and not all the way around, and it's very, very pleasing, if I'm honest with you. Quite like that. And then if we go inland, yes, we've got the hills. It's undulating. We've got I'm not sure about this particular hill. Don't like that one. I don't know if maybe it's terrain party, maybe it's actual, but I don't like it. But yes, building inland here, you're going to need some skills, like how to build on steep terrain. If you haven't got that skill, I do have a tutorial, and I'll link to it at the end of the episode for you to go and take that one in. Definitely worth looking at that. Mountains, you won't be building on the mountains. Don't matter how many tutorials on steep terrain building you have, you won't be building on mountains. But the land isn't flat. Even where it looks flat, it's not flat. So I highly recommend you, if you don't know how to yeah, make some flat land and appropriate slopes to get from one location to another. Take a look at that tutorial. Anyway, there you go. That is the island. We are, say, using a Bermuda theme and the Seychelles LUT just to make it look a little bit better than it would have done in vanilla. So there we are. Okay, let's settle down and give this thing some ratings. Aesthetically, it's okay. It's not ugly in any way. I think some of the mountains are a bit meh, but it's an old map. I think we'll give it a 3 out of 5 for aesthetics. For detailing, I don't like that water source. I think we could have done with more of them, but weaker ones all the way around the outside of the map, and some shipping clipping. I think I'm going to have to mark it down to 2 stars for detail. Sorry. Gameplay potential. It's not an easy map to play on. There's not huge amounts of build plane. There's only the one the one highway connection, the start square, and you're gonna have to use some skill if you're not going to use any mods at all to get to the rail, which is completely the opposite side of the map. That said, I still think it's very playable. I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5 for gameplay. So Montserrat, Carribean by Carnador. Love Carnador's newer work. This one definitely needs an update, but he does say that on his Steam Workshop page. Right, there we are. That is today. Today is done. One more day before the weekend. I hope you're prepared. It might be a good map. It might be a rubbish one. You'll have to wait and find out. Anyway, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. I've been BonBonB. You have been very, 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 very welcome. And yes, have a great day. I know I'm just gonna go and make myself a nice coffee. Can you hear my voice going? My voice is going. A really deep voice today because there's no liquid in there. Oh yeah, baby.